There's a lot of icks. Guys are just nowadays a huge walking ick. They're far and few between. I'm sorry, they just are. Hi, I'm Ellie Thumann, and today I'm going to be answering questions from the Confession Cube with page 6. Third time's a charm. What felt different about your 2025 SI Swimsuit shoot in Bermuda? A lot of things felt different. For starters, I was recovering from the flu, which was devastating because I envisioned this being completely different than that. You don't envision yourself coming off of the flu, feeling completely and having a runny nose and having to run off set every couple minutes. So that was different, but I will say my confidence and my excitement towards it was at the highest. I wasn't overthinking myself. I felt like I could really kind of just fully embrace myself. So I think my confidence just all around exuded completely differently. I think all my photos I've loved and each year has been so special, but it was also the last shoot day of the issue this year, and I got to share it with Alona, which was so fun, and we really bounced off each other. So I just think there was a different, I feel like everyone on set felt it too. There was just an excitement that day that I can't really explain, but I will always cherish that. All right, next question is, what advice would 2025 Ellie in Bermuda give to rookie Ellie in Puerto Rico? I would say to just have fun with it. I feel like I was so caught up in the nerves of feeling so young and vulnerable that first shoot and not knowing what to expect, that having these relationships with the whole Sports Illustrated swim team, I would just tell myself, have fun. It's not that serious. They think you're amazing. Be yourself and don't overthink it. As a rookie, which SI swim model gave you the best piece of advice and what was it? Honestly, I would say Katie Austin has always had my back, and I remember going down for the first carpet for launch week in 2023, being so nervous. I hadn't met anyone because your shoot is a very solo experience, so you don't know anyone or see anyone up until that launch night. And I remember she just got me to be in a very carefree, excited headspace and was it's not that deep, just go out there. You've earned this, be Ellie, and I think that just gave me a lot of peace and comfort going into then every experience with the brand, that just be yourself, don't overthink it. It's all meant to be fun. At the end of the day, it's literally meant to be just enjoyable and exciting. So I would say Katie Austin for sure. All right, if you could design your dream SI swimsuit shoot, location, styling, theme, what would it look like? Hear me out. I would love to do a shoot in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and I would love for it to be a Western shoot with horses, at a farm, doing the most random thing, or even at a honky tonk there. I think that would be so cool, and I've thought of that since I first started working with the brand. I'm that would be such a fun shoot. I also think it would just be very different than the shoots I've done. I've done very beachy, beautiful water, very summer-esque looking photos. I think it'd be so fun to change it up and do something completely Western. So you've worked with everyone from Prada Beauty to Victoria's Secret. What's been your biggest pinch me moment? I would say it would go between my rookie year with SI Swim, which was in 2023, or shooting for Victoria's Secret Pink, their back to school campaign last year. That was such a dream for me to model for them because I had done a lot on the social end, but that was a really big accomplishment for me that I'm very proud of. You started your channel in 2014. Have you ever posted something online that you regret? Yes, but also no, because I think it all got me to where I am. I think it's a little bit of a hard watch now to look at some of those videos from the 2014 to 2019 period of time. But I also feel I always had a pretty level head, and my family, my mom was not gonna let anything pass her. Very close with my family. She would sit there and watch everything with me and film everything with me and really support me. You always have those little cringy things. I look at some of the old makeup I would do, or the stencil eyebrows, or the phase where I shaved my eyebrows all off. I regret any image of me in those settings. But it's also kept me humble and gotten me to where I am. So we're gonna try and go with no regrets, even though there definitely deeply is some. Your fans grew up with you. What's the sweetest or most unexpected DM or comment you've ever gotten? I remember I met up with this girl had DM'd me years ago and asked me to draw a heart, and I sent it to her, and she actually got a tattoo of that and showed me in London. This was years ago, and it was crazy. And I think about that often because that is wild to know that I have Ellie's handwriting on someone forever. Ooh, I love this question. If you could go back and refilm one iconic video or trend with your current self, which one would you pick and why? I think just for the nostalgic part of me, I would do my most viewed video on YouTube to date, which was Child U versus Teen U back to school. My mom put blood, sweat, and tears into making that with me, and it was so fun and so wholesome. And that, I think, was like a huge turning point for me with my YouTube. So I feel like it would be really fun to go back and relive that just for a day, even though it's extremely embarrassing to see now. You can only bring 3 beauty products to a desert island or the Bermuda shoot. What are they? My Say like glow bronzy, I don't know the exact name, but the bottle, you probably know what I'm talking about. That needs to come with me. I need to have a tan on at all times and also be glowing. My Rhode lip gloss, I love that. That always goes with me. It's just like a nervous habit to always have it on. I would go insane on this island if I didn't have it. Probably this isn't really a beauty product, but I would need my acne cleanser. It's from Resolute Method, and I would say that would be necessary because we can't be breaking out on this island, even though we have bigger issues that can't be happening while we're there. We're glowing. Is it the skincare, the sunlight, or someone special? I would say it is a mix of a lot going on. We're gonna go with the sunlight. I've been doing a lot of walking recently. The sun is finally out. My winter depression is gone because it was scary there for a second. I will say I've even seen the glow change because I look at pictures from September through January, and that was a dark, tough time. There was no glow on my face. So we're gonna go with sunlight on that. When it comes to dating, what are your biggest icks? I think a man that has highlights on Instagram is a big ick. Like anything on their social media presence that is just alarming attention. I also think not being the man in the situation and being the pursuer, the one to initiate, the one to make the plan, the one to pursue is a huge ick. If I feel at any point that that's like me doing that, it's gonna be a no. Any like sort of ego. Like I would much rather go on a date with the guy that maybe is a little bit awkward or does something like, I feel like some people maybe want the guy that comes in super confident, but there's a difference between being confident in yourself and just like having a little bit of an ego. I think that's a huge ick. And I also feel like any guy that makes the weird social media jokes is a bit of an ick. I think they think it might be kind of funny to like land with that, but I personally can't be bothered with that. I definitely think if you are not tipping well or being polite, holding the door open at a restaurant, the car door, like being a gentleman. Like where are they at now in 2025? Like doing it the traditional kind gentleman way, I think is such a green flag and something that I will notice right away. And I'm also a firm believer that you can see so much about a person. I think in every relationship I've been in that's failed, the things that made it come to an end always somehow showed themselves in some sort of point that first date, maybe in a very small way. But guys aren't good at playing their cards well. They kind of just like show it a little bit, and if you're very in tune with it, you can see it, and you try and like push it away a little, and then it always comes out. So I would say just like really locking in and seeing how they are that first little bit. They're far and few between. I'm sorry, they just are. If your love life had a YouTube title right now, what would it be? Probably something like all lowercase, we're figuring it out. A little dramatic, a little just straight to the point. We're figuring it out. That's what this year's about for me. You're a big Swiftie. Which Taylor Swift era do you feel like you're in right now and why? I feel like I've gone through like 6 different ones this year. I think right now, I would say, probably a mix of Reputation and maybe, we'll just stick with Reputation, and we can take that for whatever we would like to take that as. I feel like my real Swifties would understand what I'm trying to say. If your SI Swimsuit in Bermuda had to be soundtracked by one Taylor Swift song, which would it be? It would probably be This Is Me Trying, purely because of how sick I truly was on the inside, and I was just trying my absolute best to keep going and also look cute while doing it. That was very difficult to be smiling. And I mean, I was having so much fun, but there was definitely moments where the flu was catching up to me. So you threw the first pitch at a Mets game with Camille and Xandra. Who had the best pitching form and who needs a few more practice throws before next season? I love you, Xandra, but that was something else. She threw the ball at the wrong pitcher, and then he had to duck, which then made him not catch Camille's, which was Camille's pitcher. I was able to get mine to my catcher, which I told him before, I was like, we don't know where this ball is going, but please catch this. And he did, so I was very excited, celebrating. I didn't care what I looked like doing it as long as the ball got there, but we got a lot of boos because it got a little bit chaotic there. But also synchronizing that was really difficult, so I will say we all tried our best, and honestly, it made for a memorable first pitch. No one that was at that game is gonna forget the best pitcher almost getting nailed on the face with the ball. So, well, that was my confession cube with page 6. You can follow me on Instagram at Ellie Thumann and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also make sure to check out the Sports Illustrated Swimsuit issue. You can grab your copies now, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Mwah. Bye.